All right, this is Mr. Navickas. I'm coming to you live from Deerfield High School. It is February, what today's date, guys?
18.
February 18th, 2016. All right, so this is a live broadcast of class. All right, yesterday we went over the discount notes, so today we're going to go over the premium. So, like before, we have a 3-year note, so you have a face value of the note, which is $60,000. And the face rate is still 8%, but now look what happens to the market rate. The market rate is lower than the face rate. So when the market rate is lower than the face rate, the note is going to be issued at a premium, okay? So the payments don't change. We're still using the face rates to calculate the payment. So we're still taking that 60,000 times 8% times 1, because it's annual, and you get your 48 payment. Now, what changes here is we're getting more money up front because it is a premium. So when you go to the calculator, you're going to put in the rate at 6. So you're using the market rate. Remember, you only use the face rate to calculate the payment. Then from there on out, you're using the market rate, because the market rate then determines the present value of the note. So since it's at 6% now, the present value is going to be greater than 60,000. So when we punch the variables in, the 4,800 payment, the 60,000 future value, we're going to get the 63,000 present value. All right, so now we're ready to run through the chart. So what is different here? Here's a question. I'm going to pose this question. What is the carrying value of the note now on day 1? Yeah, you got it. It's 63. Before, when it was a discount, it was 57. Well, now it's 63. So what's gonna play out here? What do you think is going to be in the premium account then? What are we going to put in the premium account? The $3,207.61. Now, what is different here, though, as you write this in your notes and you set up your chart? What is different here? The premium isn't what we call an adjunct liability account. It attaches itself to the liability account, the bank note payable account, and we're going to slowly lower that premium account, and we're going to work our carrying value down to 60,000. So so you answered it as 63. So there it is. There's the carrying value. So in your notes, what I would do, I would write 60,000 right here. So 60,000 is the face value, and so you add in the premium account, and that's how you get to the 63,207. All right, so now we just work through the chart. So the cash interest is 4,800, but you got to remember before when we had a discount note, the interest expense was greater than the cash payment. So what do you think is going to happen now? It's going to be less. Okay, the actual interest expense is less than the cash that we're paying out because this note was issued at a premium. So what's happening now, that interest expense, that dollar difference, is going to then lower the premium account, thereby lowering the carrying value. Okay, I'm going to pause it right here and stop for questions. All right, so we had a few questions, so now we're moving on in the schedule. So the cash interest here is still 4,800, and now we're using that 62,207 to calculate our interest. So that's the principal. The rate is still 6%, and the time is 1. And when we do that in the calculator, we get $3,732, and then that dollar difference is going to then lower. The premium amortization is going to be $1,068, and it's going to lower the premium account by that much. And we're going to have then a lower carrying value. So just to do a quick comparison, the premium here, when we have a premium note, the carrying value works its way down to the final payment of $60,000. The discount works the carrying value up. So see the kind of the subtle difference between the two. So when I look at a roadmap, I should be able to identify what node it is. If it's an installment, remember, the final carrying value is 0. And if it's lump sum, it starts with the amount that we're receiving, and then the face value is that final lump sum amount that we work our way to. All right, so we keep working through, and there we go. We hit 60,000. So the total cash interest paid was 14,400. The total interest expense was 11,192.39, and so therefore the difference, and there's your initial premium that we kind of taken off, basically, the 3,207.61. So on 5-1, here are our entries. We debit cash, we credit the premium account, and we credit no payable. So a lot of students say, well, this is good. We want to do premium notes. We want to do premium notes. We want to get more money. Discount notes are bad. It doesn't work that way. You have the stated risk that you have on the note, but then you have the market rate that's going on all around you. And as that market rate changes, it's going to change the risk level of the note you're issuing. So don't get caught up in that. Don't think that, now, if we're an investor and we're buying and selling notes, well, that's a different story, okay? We want to buy note, if we're investors, we want to buy notes when? Right, when interest rates are high, and then when interest rates drop, we have a valuable note, we go sell it off, and we're bond traders. But I don't think any of us are probably headed down the path of bond trading, but it is a profession if you want to get into. All right, then we have 12/31/09. So here's our adjusting entry. So like I said before, you're using 8/12. We're still working off that 8/12. So we're accruing 8/12 of this interest expense. We're accruing 8/12 of the premium account. So that's how we get the 671.69. And so we also have 8/12 of the cash interest that goes into payable. So that's how we get that entry. So then, what is current here? Well, since this is a lump sum note, nothing's current until the year before we hit maturity, and we're not there yet. That would be the financial statement on 2011, we would do that. So what we're doing here is, though, we do have a current liability, and that's that interest payable, which we're going to pay on 5/1/10. So that's the current liability. I know it's hard to see from back here, but the current liability, there it is, interest payable 3,200, and we get that from the adjusting entry. The long-term liability would then be, well, what is in the account right now at this point? We have, this is where we'd want to do a T account, and I know the handout here doesn't show you a T account, but basically you're taking that 60,000 and then you're adjusting the premium account there. So the premium account has 3,207.61 as a credit, but remember the adjusting entry, we debited 67,169. So the 3,207 minus the 671, that gives you the premium number there. And in a second, we're going to go back to the discount, because the discount, we got to make sure we got that, because I think we did something incorrectly yesterday. My other class corrected me of my errors. You guys just, well, it was an obvious mistake. All right. So you guys just kind of trusted it. All right. So as we go on here, we have our payment now. I know it's hard to see with this thing down here, but we have our payment. So we're paying the interest expense. We're paying off the payable. Let me get the mouse out of there so I can see it. Hold on. So at the end of the day, your debit is going to be interest expense, so you got to get the other 1/3 of it, the 4/12. You have the interest payable that you're paying off, and then you're lowering the premium account by the final 4/12 of the $1,007.54, and then you're making your cash payment of $4,800. So that's your payment then on 5/1/10, and that's your premium note. So come back, watch this video, walk through it, see if you could do it on your own. And then we'll obviously have practice ones to go with it.